So back in the days when we had a vehicle malfunction, say pre-96, what we'd do is we'd take it to our local mechanic and he'd use one of these analyzer tools to help pinpoint what the problem was. But later in life, hey, vehicles started including these check engine lights, and that's where it became very complex and confusing because these right here are outdated. So when you start looking at check engine lights and clearing codes, what we rely on is TOPDON. And we rely on them for the troubleshooting and diagnostics for 1996 and newer vehicles. And there's many different levels to choose from on what your expertise and what your level of maintenance would be. You know, shop owner or just the individual out in the driveway clearing codes. So with that in mind, 95 and older, these analyzing kits, they worked great. Timing, your different parameters here inside the RPM, starter switch, that works great. But then later in life, that's where 96 and newer, they come out with this check engine light, and that becomes a problem because you can't clear that check engine light with these old scanners here. So if you're looking for something for the hubby or the significant other when it comes to Father's Day, hey, this right here is a pretty solid setup. So when you look at the individuals here, it's a matter of which one's right for you. The 500, 600, and so forth, they'll all be able to cover things like your freeze frame, data report, live streams, email that out. That's going to give you a lot of parameters to be able to choose from, you know, the waveform. Hey, comparing, finding that misfire, and so forth. Now, the 500, it's going to give you your entry, your 5-inch touchscreen, or you can use the manual controls on that. Your engine trans, SRS, braking, same with the 600 and on. So when it comes to the hot resets, that's the big thing that you want to choose. How many hot resets do I need, or hard resets? So the 500 is actually going to have 6 hot resets on this one right here. Now, if you move up to the 600S, now that's where you're going to pick up more diesel options for the ABS bleeding, injector coating, as well as DPF resets and regen. So if you're looking for something, the basic gasser right here, touchscreen, the 500 is a solid unit. If you're needing the diesel with the touchscreen 5-inch, hey, the 600 is the way to go. But I tell you, a lot of people like these three here, the 500, 600, and the 800, because they have free lifetime updates. That's huge. No subscription cost or anything like that. You pay one time and then you can just one touch button for the updates. 500, 600, and the 800. Now, if you're looking for something a little bit more, that's where these two right here, they have huge advantages over each other. Now, let's talk about the 900 Lite. It's a Bluetooth bidirectional unit, touch screen, pretty solid unit here. But the biggest question that comes up, it only has 8 hot resets on it. Now, it does a lot more, but as far as the hot resets, there's 8 of those. Now, if you want more hot resets, you can go either direction, Nano, Pro, or you can step on to the 800. Now, the big factor here is this is a Bluetooth bidirectional unit. So you're actually communicating back and forth from the vehicle, honking horns, relays, wiper motors, and so forth. But if you need more hot resets, you know, if you give up the bidirectional unit, the 800BT is a Bluetooth model that has 28 hot resets. So Bluetooth, 28 hot resets, Bluetooth bidirectional, 8 hot resets. So big difference in the two, but again, the lifetime updates on this one's 2 years, and after that, you can choose the update when you decide to update your software. In the meantime, you keep your current OBD2 functions. Now, there's a couple more on top of this. The AD900, there's also a Pro and a Nano. So the Pro is going to be a step in between here, but if you look at the Nano, now you're talking about, you know, the vehicle sensors. You're also talking about, you know, key fob programming and so forth on many different vehicles. But the larger the unit, the more vehicles it does cover. So there's a solid sale going right now for Father's Day as well as for Memorial Day. Thank you for your service there. So you can look at these right here to find out which one's right for you. But outside of that, if you're okay by having an app version, there's a TopScan and the Carpal, and that right there is going to give you a lot of those functions as well, but without the touchscreen, use your app. So when it comes to, you know, having a solid unit here, TOPDON has been right there with their 500, 600S for diesel, moving into more hot resets, Bluetooth bidirectional, more functions on it, as well as into the larger version here. So check the link down below, guys. You will not be disappointed when it comes to TOPDON. And again, this stuff right here has worked for ages, but with the new, hey, 96 and newer, bam, bam.